Greetings. I'm here with Preservation Imp, who is telling me about the greatest street in Los Angeles. And I said to him, what are you, me? Do you only speak in absolutes? Are you always talking all hyperbolic? And he said, yes, but I'm right. And I said, so what is the greatest street in Los Angeles? And he said to me, you know what? If you want to go to like an actual perfectly preserved, like, you know, Victorian LA and stuff like that, you go to like Carroll Avenue, right? Would they build a giant skyscraper in the middle of Carroll Avenue, like right in the middle of the block? No, they would not. So what then is the greatest interbellum street in Los Angeles? It's the 700 block of South Normandie. Look around, for example. Over there's the Langham, like Callahan and Son. I think Callahan also did the Granada over here. Look over this. This is Max Maltman's. Is that the Normandy? No, the Roosevelt. Oh my God. That's Kemp and Sons, Los Gatos. I mean, look at this. This is like, you know, Brooklyn, 1929. Everything here was built basically between like 25 and 29, 32. Come over here. Let me show you some more. With the exception of a couple. Over there, the Barclay down there at the corner, that's also Lee Callahan. Look at that. Look at this Chalfont. The Chalfont, completely amazing. That's by Milton Friedman. Friedman, you know, from the Chateauesque Piccadilly over on Rollo. And, unbelievable, that's the Stewart Hall by W. Wellington Smith. I mean, come on, that's incredible. That's the Roxborough. I believe that was designed by J.W. Morrison. He's a Glendale architect. Over here, come here, let me show you something really amazing. The apartments on this street go all the way up to 1939. They start doing like Regency Moderne. Look at this. This is by John Peterson, architect to the stars. John Peterson, absolutely amazing. Look at the urn on top. The one over there next to it, that's by Louis A. Smith, who designed like 30 theaters in Los Angeles. That garage on the corner is by like Richard D. King, who did like the Villa Riviera in Long Beach. It's the greatest street in Los Angeles. Again, remember what I said about like, would they plop a skyscraper down in the middle of like Carroll Avenue? Well, Jamison Properties wants to put this giant modern thing plop right there. Like what, 10 stories, super modern, ruin the whole street. This aggression will not stand, man. And yet, there are some residents here who have a thing or two to say about it. So let's go up on the sidewalk and meet Spencer.
Hi, how are you?
And meet Carolyn.
My name is Spencer Jones. This is Carolyn Zanelli. This is the greatest street in all of Los Angeles. We've lived here for 10 years at 745 South Normandie Avenue. And we noticed this street is as great as it is. All these buildings are so unaltered just by the sheer luck. This majestic block is standing here for us to appreciate. We've done a little digging when we found out that this was obviously going up. We created a protest. We found out we had to go to City Hall, talk to the Herb Wesson councilman.
Save Normandy.
Also,
Save
Normandy Street. And if this goes up, it's basically going to be a faux historical building next to all of these historical buildings. It's going to be a rotten tooth in this beautiful smile of this street. So we're here to save this street and ask that they at least have a rendering done by a historical preservational architect who has experience, who can maintain the continuity of this block. And furthermore, this wasn't even told by our neighbors, so we don't even know by happenstance how this thing got pushed through so quickly. But all the property owners have been notified. Nobody on the block has been notified. We've done our own social media outreach, and we've been reached out by tons and tons and tons of neighbors with stories, small businesses. The densest zip code in all of Los Angeles is getting denser and denser, but the disenfranchisement of Koreatown is being taken advantage of. And so we are asking you to take your experience and your heart and your hope and your passion to stop this project until we can get it rendered something that fits with the continuity of this beautiful street.
Look, this lot is just for living here and being a resident here, and being part of this local community. What we are arguing here, and what we are basically trying to make our plea, is that we have to start looking out for our neighbors. We have to start being good neighbors, not just to the people that live on our streets, but to the other districts where their neighborhoods are being affected. This street is in the heart of Koreatown. I moved to Los Angeles 15 years ago. When I moved on this street, I found my heart in Los Angeles. I have liked to think of myself as a good neighbor. I want our city, I want our mayor, I want our councilmen in each district to use us as an example of a chance that we have to come together and be good neighbors to each other. This is a part of history that we don't need to be destroyed. We need to cherish it and maintain it and protect it together. Together with my neighbor here, Spencer.
I would like to shine light on the CEQA exemption. We have found that it is not applicable due to the historical impact and the cumulative impact of the historical street segment, which is an unaltered chain of historical buildings. We've been ignored in our requests for meetings, and also how this came about was this building right here was torn down in 2004 because it fell outside of the parameters of the historical street timeline of 1924 to 1939 because it was 9 years late in 1948. It was allowed off of a derivation of CEQA to be destroyed, and CEQA's job is to nurture our neighborhood, not destroy it. So we're asking CEQA to take another look at this and listen to us and listen to your constituents. Thank you.
And again, let's be good neighbors to each other, and it starts here on Normandie, in between the block of 7th and 8th. Given that Los Angeles is known as we have Hollywood here. This is internationally, we are the filmmaking city of the world. And Hollywood knows this street as their Little New York. Our Little New York. It's granted the most permits of any other street in our city to film on. Can you believe that? And our city and our councilman, Herb Wesson, are so quickly willing to give a developer, Jamison, the go-ahead to build whatever they want. And we're saying, Jamison, you're building a lot in Koreatown, and we're trying to be good neighbors to you. So be good neighbors to us, and work with us as a neighborhood, and work with the councilman, and work with the city to make a design that will support the significance of the street and what it means to our neighborhood, and more importantly, to the city of Los Angeles. We have to protect our history, and it starts here and now with that empty lot that they say is not a historic resource. But that empty lot is part of this entire historic resource, and this is the street here, Normandie, between the 700 block and 800 block, Normandie. We're in the Normandie Mariposa Historic Apartment District, and we want to keep it that way.
Save Normandie!
Save Normandie!
Save Normandy. We're gonna storm Normandy. Instead of beaches, it's the sidewalks of Normandy.
That's right.
And we're gonna save this marvelous place because we can.
We're going to fight the good fight.
And we're going to put in a good fight, and we want to work together with the city.
That's right.
It's about working together, and it starts with you.
That's right. And with you, Jamison. We know you've got a $3 billion market cap.
Want to talk to you.
And we just got to, make it a little more appropriate to the fabric of this magnificent street that we love so much.
And doesn't put the other buildings on this street in jeopardy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Turn around and walk away. Well done.
Hey, what about that? Oh yeah, some of them. A little bit.
That's right. Save Normandy, right? Save Normandy.